Good morning, Lighthouse. I'm just sitting here drinking my coffee. I was looking at some little shorts on here. Oh, let me plug in my little lights. And somebody came across with something on a YouTube short. And I was like, I gotta say something about that. So apparently some guy was having a relationship with a female, with a girl. And this was on a podcast of some type. And the guy that was dating the girl found out the girl was not born a biological woman. So there apparently he was feeling he had been lied to, even though she was now, she's transgendered, now technically a woman. And I said, gee, that's the question, isn't it? Everyone's going to have to decide for themselves how they feel about that. And the thing is we're all people, we're all human race. And I have a friend that has a daughter that's transgendered. And if she feels like she's in the wrong body, that's entirely her choice. That's how she personally feels. Who am I to tell that child she's wrong? And I tell people, I'm honest about it. I'm bi. I've had girlfriends before. And other members in my family, I'm not saying no names, have had members of the same sex in short-term relationships. No one had a long one. I'm probably the one that had the longest one. I had several different girlfriends over the years back in my 30s when I decided I definitely didn't want to get pregnant again and have any more kids. Well, a woman can't get you pregnant. So, but I was attracted anyway. I mean, and I still meet people I'm attracted to, but I just like people. I'm just a people person. So that's something everybody's going to have to decide for themselves. You're going to have to decide, especially the younger generation. If you're older and you're already married and you're, whatever, you can have an opinion about it, but don't expect your opinion to change the minds of lots of people that are being born these days that feel like, and they're just it's just, to me, it's always been there. People have just hit it. If any of y'all think that that's something new coming out into the world, it's not. Gays, it's not. Matter of fact, I had a teacher in college back in the day. I was in my 20s when I was in college, folks, and he said that a lot of the Greeks, women were good for one thing only, that was to have more boys, to have more Greek boys, okay? And I can't remember all the details he told me about it, but at any rate, a lot of them were gay. So, it's been there, folks. It's always been there. There's always been girls liking girls and guys liking guys and vice versa, and people feeling like they're in the wrong body. I mean, it's just now coming out and being out there in the world. And I think one of the reasons why is because there's more people deciding that they don't necessarily like some of the religions they're born in as different things. It's just religions is one thing. People in those being born like that have deciding that they're, or, whatever the case may be. I'm not really sure of the words they use for all that, but as our society changes and everything changes and more things just grow, because we can't stay stagnant, folks. It's this, as we go into the future, everything's going to change. I mean, they were talking about everybody having an electric car this morning, and I'm like, gee, California's already complaining about turning off the electricity in the summertime, or turn your AC down and burn up a little bit because we can't afford to, all the electric grids are going out, but yet they want to change all the cars over to electric cars by 2025 or some shit. Well, if you're telling us to turn off everything in the wintertime, in the summertime, what are you going to do if all the cars have to be charged with electricity? It just sounds so stupid. At any rate, my point is, while talking about all this, is everyone's going to have to decide for themselves how they feel about different things, and people that are the new generations that are coming out and saying this is just how I feel and throwing it out there, which I have a certain amount of respect for them for that, because there's a lot of horrible people out there, folks. Just like my little rant on TikTok recently about the bullying that's going on over there. Matter of fact, I don't think I've posted anything on TikTok since I went on my rant and rave, and because if you don't have something nice to say, shut your damn mouth. That's just the way I feel about it. Don't go on there. If somebody's brave enough to put themselves out there and then you're going to go out there and try to shame them and stuff, well, shame on you. But anyway, so folks, my point though, let me get back to my subject, is about everyone's going to have to decide for themselves how they feel about different things. And if you've been dating someone and they decide not to tell you because now they're fully female or fully male and they're happy like that, and they that's just them, and you find out later and they don't say nothing, or they do say something, it's you know what I'm saying, it's going to be a personal choice, folks, of how everybody decides to handle things like that. And there's going to be some people out there that are going to be phobes that are going to go out there and they're going to, well, they lied to me, so they're going to, you know what I mean? It's going to pull some crazies out too. There's going to be upheavals in all different levels, and, you know, and people, it doesn't matter what color you are, how much money you have, what your religious background, all that stuff, you know, people being people, just as our society, as everything changes, we're going to have to roll with it too, folks. So make up your mind how you feel about certain things. Me, I'll be honest, I'll even tell you, I'm not really sure how I'd feel about that. If I fell in love with a man and found out later he was born a woman, I'm not really sure how I'd feel about that. I'm not saying I would dislike it or would or would not like it. I'm just saying I'm not sure, because I've never personally encountered that. Though I do have a friend that has a daughter that's transgender, and that's just the way she feels. And I support her on that. If that's the way you feel, honey, you do what you have to do to make, because no one can tell you how to live your life or how to be happy on the inside. Okay? So, for that I do support. I am supportive of that. However you feel like you have to live your life, you're the only one that can make up that decision, can make up your mind on that, is how you feel. Because, folks, it's a personal decision. So, that's just my little thing for the day. I just saw that and thought, you know what, I'm going to talk about this. So, everybody have a great day. And Lana Scott Lighthouse. And this really wasn't even a thing to really help or heal anyone. Everyone's just going to have to make up their own mind how they feel about different things. So, here's to you. Be a light in the darkness. If you can help someone, help them. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say nothing. If you're going to go online and bully somebody, may it come back to you 3 times 3. And I just feel, you know, because I try really hard. Matter of fact, I can't tell you how many times I made a little comment and it said, you know, I don't like the way I said that. Nope, I take it right off. I look about it, I think about it before I let it go. I even had somebody recently tell me, oh, you're just a nasty person for saying that. And I'm like, I don't even know this girl's whole story. I make a little comment down here, and then you're going to throw something in there about, I'm not a nice person. I am a nice person. So, screw you. Anyway,